The clean and fresh water crisis is increasingly becoming a serious threat and must be a common concern. In the technocratic design of the 2020 until 2024 National Medium-Term Development Plan issued by the Ministry of National Development Planning or Bappenas, water scarcity in Java, Bali, and Nusa Tenggara is estimated to increase. And also, water scarcity will continue to decline decreasingly. And the Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics Agency or BMKG has warned of the impact of climate change on the availability of clean water in Indonesia. According to the United Nations on 2019, noted that 2.2 billion people, or a quarter of the world's population, still lack safe drinking water for consumption. Meanwhile, 4.2 billion people do not have safe sanitation services, and 3 billion do not have basic hand washing facilities. And according to the Bappenas report, the availability of water in most areas in Java and Bali is currently relatively rare and critically damaged. And moreover, the commemoration of World Water Day this year carried the theme "Clean Water, Making the Invisible Visible," which indirectly invites us to protect clean water from increasingly excessive exploitation. 2/3 of the world's population live in polluted water conditions. 1.8 billion people are experiencing water scarcity. And every 90 seconds, there is a death of a child caused by diarrhea. And the number of the patients is estimated to increase from year to year, when 1 of 10 people do not have access to clean water. Happy audience, from the data, why are there still many people who still throw the garbage on the coast, throw garbage in the sea, and letting the damage the clean water source itself? Then what are we going to do as a millennial generation to address this problem? As a cadet, our campus contributes to maintaining clean water sanitation, such as throwing garbage in its place, closing faucets after use, and providing to the community around the coastal area to maintain the cleanliness of the beach, and inviting ship passengers not to throw garbage in the sea. The direct impact of the lack of water needs includes the failure to grow crops and harvest, which disrupt food supplies for sanitation and harming, which has an impact on the emergence of disease due to lack of food and malnutrition. Closely related to the water and food crisis is poor sanitation, which is also a problem for some of 2.0 billion people in this world. Based on a report by FAO on 2000, about 2.0 million people, mostly children from poor and developing countries, die every year from some of these diseases to water scarcity and hunger. The water crisis can also disrupt the regional and national economy. And as the Bappenas data continue, 31% of child deaths in Indonesia are caused by diarrhea and waterborne disease. As many as 80 billion people in Indonesia do not have access to clean water. So how to deal with water scarcity in Indonesia, especially in Java? In my opinion, several ways can we do, including constructed wetlands or CW, or artificial wetlands as a great infrastructure which is in its implementation for water availability can be with rainwater harvesting strategies and wastewater treatment directly in its place. CW is one of the cheap and easiest way to maintain water availability in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition, water saving both on a household and industrial scale as a part of efforts to balance the balance of water availability in Indonesia are indispensable. So this is how some efforts that can be made to maintain and preserve the availability of clean water in Indonesia. First, we can implement water saving programs in the surrounding environments so that water use remains efficient and maintains the availability of water resources. The second, we can create water reservoirs such as reservoirs, dams, and rivers to maintain the presence of water to meet the needs of life. The third, creating the technology that can recycle water. And the fourth, accommodating and managing the factor and domestic waste. And the fifth, do not throw garbage or sewage in the river or the sea. And the last one, weekend conservation of spring, namely efforts to manage water resources carried out wisely by paying attention to benefits obtained and maintaining their constituent components so that their existence can still be enjoyed in the future. I think that's all that I can say. Thank you for having me. I'm Rizya Gideon Lateka from Inland Water and Ferries Transport Polythecnic of Palembang. I'm standing up.